What's going on? Move the Mouse here with kind of an awkward video, but we got to talk about the new DLC. I did a live stream last night, and I had prepped in my last episode of my latest build this mess of a financial district. You may notice there's a lot of regular buildings and skyscrapers DLC back there. That is because I'm not going to be using the new content. And in today's video, I'm going to tell you why. So I am playing on console, to be fair, and a lot of my criticism is aimed at the console implementation of the latest DLCs. But let's unpack it and let's talk about it. I've got a district planned out here. I just cut into this one that was previously the financial district. It is not any longer. Why are we having problems with sewage? Are we low on budget? Are we low on water? Hold on. BRB. Okay, water problems resolved. I made a financial district, messy streets, designed after Boston. It's like that for a reason. It's supposed to be bad traffic. Don't worry about that part. Let's talk about the gameplay. So I've got a district defined here. I'm gonna go over to office specializations and say any offices that build up in this district should be financial offices. They have higher tax income, further increased by its proximity to the stock exchange and or international trade building. Those two buildings don't stack, by the way, so if you're doing this, space them out. It does decrease office building happiness, however, but you're making more money. That's the important point, right? First of all, there are already plenty of ways, especially with the DLCs, to make money and cheese the systems. Industries, campus especially, but even without, you can do a pretty good job if you're careful about where and how you deal with your transit options. But you know, if you have all the DLC, it's not giving you a lot of extra bang for your buck. But okay, I've got a lot of office demand. Let's talk about my first complaint in general, regardless of whether you're playing on PC or console, doesn't really matter. I'm going to zone out some office here. And again, this is all going to build in, and we'll do some of the bigger spaces and smaller spaces just to get a sampling of some different sizes here. But my first complaint is the aesthetics of this particular DLC. All of the buildings that will grow in here, I kind of like their level 1 appearance. And I don't mind the skyline that they create when they upgrade to level 3. But the cohesive nature of it is really confusing for me. And what I mean by that is every building starts with this base level building and then has a giant skyscraper grow out of the center of it like a tumor. Which maybe in a few of these instances kind of works. It's not my cup of tea, but at the end of the day, I mean, you know, hey, maybe it's yours. That's fine. But to see 72 buildings do the exact same thing, I was very excited when I heard that count. 72 new designs for buildings. But really it's, you know, a third of that is the bottom of the building. And then there's a bunch of skyscrapers built on top. Now, all these buildings that are coming in right now are actually pretty well covered by services in this district. So we're going to see them upgrade pretty quick. And again, base buildings, I think they've got a really nice look, and I would consider moving some of this in and making them historical. But every single building as it upgrades has this happen to it. Has a skyscraper built on top of it. And some look okay. In my opinion, most do not. But at the end of the day, that's a small criticism. That's not what I'm here to talk about today. I'm here to talk about the actual gameplay of managing the stocks. We've got a new tab over here on the right called Financial Districts. And the main building of concern, actually, did I drop this in already? I need to move this, is right here, the stock exchange. Let's move this. Because this has an area of influence, and we want to make... Can we fit it right there? Can we fit it right? Can we fit it right? There was a spot. Let's just move these people out right. I don't want to move a bunch of people out if I don't have to. Let's put it right there. That's fine. Close enough. So that's going to make these buildings pay even more in terms of tax revenue. And we're already making more money, again, on top of the money that we didn't need. You know, skyline wise, like if you only see the top of these buildings, I think they look pretty good. And if we left the buildings at level 1, I also think they look pretty good. But this, that doesn't work for me. I don't know. Is it just me? Again, aesthetic complaint. Let's get back to the matter at hand. Where is the stock exchange? It's over here. Now, if you saw the live stream, or if you've played this on PC, one of the things we can do is we can cheese the system now. So we can go into the stock exchange, and as we make money, we'll unlock different levels. By the way, when this building levels up, a giant skyscraper gets built into the top of it. Surprise, surprise. But we can come over here and we can look at different things in our city that we can invest in. And you can do it legit, or you can kind of cheese it, and here's what I mean. You could let a service kind of slack. Like, let's say, for example, healthcare. I've only got 2 of 3 healthcare buildings in the map. I don't have enough healthcare coverage in this save game. So let's go drop a couple of... Let's see. Let's drop one in up here. We'll drop a health clinic there. And how about a health clinic right over here? So we've got enough health coverage that we can invest in right now. And if health is doing pretty good, the stock price will actually be fairly high. So again, here's our healthcare. It's at $576. Now we could go into budget. And again, the 2 ways you can flex this system, like let something slack. And then right before you're about to improve traffic or healthcare or death care, or whatever it might be, invest in it, make your improvements. Better services mean better stock prices, and you can make a bunch of money on the side. Or we can come into our budget tab and make healthcare really bad by turning off excess buildings above 3 and by reducing our budget. Ultimately, it's going to mean really bad healthcare coverage, which, notice in this view, I can look at and see it evolve over time, right? Time is passing right now, and I'm watching my average health plummet, which in turn will reduce the stock price. And when it bottoms out, that's when we want to buy. But here's the problem. When we go look at the stock price, time is not passing. It is on the PC. It is not passing here. So that price will sit there forever. It's at $486. It's down 5%. How long do I have to wait before I go back and check it again? I don't know. I don't have any way to read the stock prices. Because again, if I look at info views, notice there is a new thing we can access down here, right? The stock exchange, the banks, right? The new things that we can look at, but I can't check out prices here. To check out prices, I have to go into the stock exchange. And when we do that, time pauses. This is so broken. This works on PC, and if you like that game mechanic, it could be fun. This is not fun. To go into this UI, to check the price, to back out, to go back into the UI, to scroll back down again, to check the price, to back out. This, I'm going to be honest, this screams of something that was QA'd or play tested with a minimal viable product in mind. Like, does it work? Yes. Is it fun? No, this is not. And this is the first time I've ever had to comment on something like this. This is not a good DLC if you are a console player. Full stop. That's it. That's my review. If you're playing this on PC, you might enjoy these mechanics. Whether or not you enjoy the aesthetics, I think it's really up to you. Again, I'm a fan of some of these, but I don't like the aesthetics. The gameplay, right? I don't mind, manipulating the stock market and doing things to the city. We should increase our health before I forget. Because I've proven my point here. Like, we could buy healthcare right now if we wanted to. We're going to go back into budget. We're going to increase our healthcare back up to 100 before people get really sick. And we could make a quick bit of money here. So before time passes, right, let's invest in the stock market. We'll buy 1,000 shares. I don't know. And let's let it play. And we could now at least understand probably what our price is as our health goes up. So average health is at 69%. When it climbs back up, we've got good coverage. We've got good health. I'm guessing the price will go up enough to make us some money. Live stream last night, I made 700,000 doing this trick once. It was so frustrating though, I didn't even bother getting to upgrade the stock exchange all the way. This DLC was not built for console. And if it was, it wasn't play tested and adjusted. We need a way to check the stock prices while time passes. It's such a glaring, blatant miss. So flat out, like, this one was not built for console players in mind. Not gameplay wise, that's for sure. Health is climbing up. Like, let's just prove the point, right? It's getting a little bit better. So we can come back into the stock exchange and we can make, that's not bad, $500,000. How do we get over there in the UI? I have to do this to get over. Okay. Sell it. We made some money. That's great. So you can cheese it. You can do it legit. You can definitely use it to make money. But monitoring that stock price was thought out on PC and not at all thought out on console, because it's buried in this tab and this tab pauses time. And it just doesn't work. I mean, it works. On paper, it works. It is not fun. It's not fun to go in here and keep coming into the menu and keep scrolling down and backing out and going in and backing out. You're sick of hearing me talk about it. Imagine playing it. I do not recommend Financial District's DLC for console players. I'm going to demo that because it doesn't belong in this town. I'm also going to get rid of this district and let everybody move out. So I had a big plan for this to be a giant financial district, and we were going to do some fun stuff with it. It's just going to be regular offices and skyscrapers now. I'm not even utilizing that DLC. There is another problem that I would like to talk about. It's probably something I could break down in another video, but that is the 9-tile problem. Now, before you jump down in the comments section and say, you don't get more than 9 tiles, I'm not asking for more than 9 tiles. 9 tiles is fine. You can make it work if the map is designed for it. I think this is actually a pretty good example of one that works well. Like, there's a reason why this city would be constrained to the space that it is. And we do still have some tough choices. Like, there's spots I would like to access, especially on the right-hand side of the screen. There's a couple flat parts before it goes up to the mountains and highway. It'd be great if we had 12 or 15 or 81, but I'm fine with 9. What I'm not fine with is how the maps that are being sold to console players especially don't really give you something good to build 9 tiles in. Now, there are a lot of new maps that are available if you have the new DLCs. Specifically, Financial Districts has 5, and then Map Pack 2 has 10. They're beautiful maps. If you're on PC and you have access to 81 tiles, go for it. Absolutely beautiful spaces. The irony here, though, is I went through them one by one, put all the cheats on, and unlocked all the tiles that I could. There's only 2 maps of the 15 that I would recommend building on with a 9-tile limitation. Now, please don't get me wrong. This is not a critique of the creator here. They're beautiful maps. It's a critique of the overall process of building maps for this game, which are 100% focused on utilizing the 81 tiles. This is a really good example of where I think a 3x3 actually works pretty good. There's a lot of good buildable space. We can get to both pieces of highway. And for the most part, there's a reason why you might stop building. You know, there's a forest, there's water. You know, we can hook into some different things here. But 9 tiles is a little bit tough. With the 15 maps that came out with these latest rounds of DLCs, there's only 2 that I recommend building on for console players. And it's not because these spaces aren't beautiful, right? It's that they don't really make sense from a 9-tile perspective. Why would I build here, but not in that flat land? You know, why would I build off this one highway exit that I can never change or really hook into in any meaningful way, far enough away that I could leverage it? I mean, I guess you could have another exit over here. But you've kind of got this one entry point to and from everything on the map. And no other good way to hook in with the exception of some rail service that we do have over here. Right, again, these are absolutely beautiful maps. And if you have 81 tiles, I think it's a terrific proposition. But if you have 81 tiles, you're on PC. And if you're on PC, I would hope that you're on the Steam Workshop. And if you're on the Steam Workshop, you can download thousands of maps, some from the very same creators that have made the map packs that are on offer as downloadable content. My biggest complaint, something that I thought was really funny and ironic, was I went through every single one of these maps, and some of them to, you know, get train access, you have to build a really strangely shaped city, or just the city in general is going to be strangely shaped because you can't make it work in a sensical way on the tiles that are there. I loaded up all 15 maps. My second favorite one is the very first one I looked at. Financial District's Gray Waters. My next favorite one was the last one I looked at, called Winding River. This is a great map for console. This actually has an oddly shaped, but pretty beautiful 9-tile setup. And I'll show you that right now. The other 13 maps, though, I really don't feel you should build with a 9-tile limitation. I feel like it requires 81 tiles to make anything at all sensical. And again, my complaint here is not about the 9-tile limitation. It's about the fact that these maps are designed with 81 tiles in mind, when the people that have 81 tiles have thousands of maps at their disposal. And the people that need these maps most of all are the console players, are the unmodded players. And they're the ones that can't really take advantage of the space. It doesn't make sense for them in those builds. I like this one a lot. Check this out. Let's build out down here. And let's even go get the shoreline. And let's go get the shoreline over here and over here. And we've got to grab that intersection. And we've got, what, 2 tiles left, so we probably grab this and this. And sure, it's a strange shaped city, but it makes sense. It's between these mountains. It is in this valley. It exists in a space that makes sense. And there's a little spot over here we can get to the water on this side. There's a little cutout here that you can't build on. But again, I think we can make that make sense. I think we can have something here, and it snakes around this way to come back to center. We've got some good bay access over here. And again, a reason why we may not build that way, because it's giant mountains and untouchable. So this one makes sense from a 9-tile perspective. But again, I can't recommend this. Not for console players. And that is easily half my audience, right? There's plenty of great creators out there who build on PC with mods with 81 tiles. And I imagine they're going to have a very different perspective on this DLC because it doesn't constrain them in frustrating ways. But Financial Districts was not well thought out for console players. Literally, it is a chore to manage the stocks. And when we look at these maps, they are so beautiful, but also so not built with a 9-tile limitation in mind. You have to build strange shapes. There's no rhyme or reason to why your city would end except for that tile limitation. And it would just be really nice to see, when you're kind of selling maps, it would be really nice to see if the DLC that was sold for people that can't expand the game with mods was designed for people that can't expand the game with mods. It makes my head hurt. It honestly does. And I know it's not done intentionally. I built a PC build season 7 of my Let's Plays. And the first 4 episodes, or like the prequel episodes, were me building the map and talking through that process. And ironically, I made the same mistake. I explained during the process, you want to consider possibly people with 9 tiles, people that are playing unmodded, people that don't have a powerhouse PC to be able to take advantage of some of those things. And then after explaining all that, I ended up putting the train access outside of the 9-tile square that I was intending people to build on in the first place. So, you know, I should listen to my own advice, but at the same time, like I made one map. I'm not selling it as part of a content creator pack. And again, the people that would benefit from this map pack the most can't really take advantage of it. So I am here to advocate for console players. As uncomfortable as this video today may be, I've never had a complaint about any of the DLCs until now, because I think they add something fun to the game. And in a way, they are mods for console players. We have to pay for them, but it changes the dynamics of the game. It gives us something new mechanics, new builds, new zones, new styles, new fun ways to change what we've done before. But when that experience is painful in the UI and not well thought out for console players, I have to call that out. It's legitimately not fun. And if they don't change it, I am not playing it. And I've played thousands of hours of this game on console specifically. And I've reached my breaking point with this one DLC. It's not fun. It's not a game. It's a chore. I'm good. So Financial Districts is out for now until that gets adjusted or changed or repaired. Something drastically different needs to happen with how you purchase stocks in real time. You can't pause time and watch a static stock price and go back in and out of the menu, which is already clunky, right? Like, minimize that pain on the console user. Complaint number one. Complaint number two, again, is the maps. And I don't want more than 9 tiles. I'm fine with a 9 tile limitation, but build us some maps that work with that limitation. I don't know. I can't recommend those 2 DLCs. I can recommend the radio. Radio station's great, but you can also listen to most of those on Spotify. So grain of salt there. You're still supporting Paradox. It's their Spotify. But, you know, I don't know. Is radio the one thing you're going to get out of this pack? There is a bundle pack. You can buy them separately, I believe. But for console players, I honestly don't think it's worth the value. And I hate to say it because I've never had a complaint until now. But this should go to show you that even though I get these from Paradox, there's no obligation for me to love them or to pass on positive thoughts and not put out these criticisms. These criticisms are very valid in my opinion and legitimate. And I cannot advise. The first DLC I cannot advise or recommend for console players. I'm repeating myself. I'm going to get out of here. We're just going to continue to see ships and edge of map fog in that one intersection because that's what the cinematic camera knows to look at on this map. But hopefully I made my point. You know, I love the game. I played it for thousands of hours. I will probably play it for many more. But it will not be, at least when it comes time to play it on console, it will not be on this map pack and it will not be Financial Districts. If you're on PC, you might love both of them. In fact, I think that you would because the interface is not frustrating for managing stocks. And these are some of the most beautiful maps that I've ever seen in the game, in DLCs, on the workshop. Absolutely lovingly crafted, just not with a 9 tile limitation in mind. Those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Odd, uncomfortable, awkward video today, but I feel like it had to be said. On behalf of the console community, I will always advocate for you. And when I tell you that I think a DLC is great, I mean it. And when I don't think it's great, I'm going to let you know. So, I Move the Mouse. I'll see you on the next one. Whatever that is and when it will be, I don't know. But I had to come out and say this one. So, like if you enjoyed, dislike if you disagree. That's fine. You know, let me know in the comments. Why am I wrong? And what platform do you play on? You know, I got to do what I do, and I had to come out and talk about this one. Again, as awkward as it may be. Appreciate you. See you on the next one. Until then, Move the Mouse. Signing off.